Arizona Real Estate Exam 2020, 60 questions with explained answers. Question 1. What type of listing allows the owner to sell the property themselves without paying a commission? Exclusive right to sell, exclusive agency, open listing, net listing. In an exclusive agency listing, the broker is the only agent, but the seller retains the right to sell the property without paying commission. Question 2. Which of the following best describes real property? Movable items, land and everything permanently attached, leasehold interests, personal belongings. Real property includes the land plus any permanent improvements like buildings or fences. Question 3. A cloud on title is typically removed by which of the following? General warranty deed, quitclaim deed, abstract of title, listing agreement. A quitclaim deed is often used to clear a cloud on title by having a party release any potential interest they might have. Question 4. What does the bundle of rights include? Possession, control, exclusion, enjoyment, disposition, taxes, insurance, maintenance, price, location, condition, interest, principal, escrow. The bundle of rights refers to the set of legal privileges that go with property ownership. Question 5. Which law prohibits discrimination based on race in all real estate transactions? Fair Housing Act of 1968, Civil Rights Act of 1866, Ada, RESPA. The Civil Rights Act of 1866 prohibits all racial discrimination in property transactions without exception. Question 6. What is functional obsolescence? Wear and tear from use, loss in value due to poor design or outdated features, loss in value due to outside factors, increased value over time. Functional obsolescence occurs when a property loses value because its design or features no longer meet modern standards. Question 7. An agent who represents both the buyer and the seller in the same transaction is a special agent, dual agent, general agent, subagent. Dual agency occurs when one broker represents both sides of a single transaction. Question 8. The principle of appraisal that states value is created by the expectation of future benefits is contribution, substitution, anticipation, highest and best use. Anticipation means value is based on the future benefits or income the property is expected to provide. Question 9. A mortgage that covers more than one parcel of land is known as a package mortgage, blanket mortgage, open-end mortgage, purchase money mortgage. A blanket mortgage covers multiple parcels of land, often used in development. Question 10. The legal act of transferring ownership is called alienation, acceleration, amortization, assumption. Alienation is the act of transferring property title from one person to another. Question 11. Which document is used to secure a debt with real property? The note, the mortgage, the listing, the sales contract. The mortgage is the security instrument that creates a lien on the property to secure the debt defined in the note. Question 12. What is the primary purpose of a settlement statement CD? To market the property, to disclose all costs and credits at closing, to verify the buyer's income, to record the deed. The closing disclosure provides a detailed accounting of all funds in the transaction. Question 13. In an escrow arrangement, the neutral third party is responsible for negotiating the price, holding funds and documents until conditions are met, advising the buyer on repairs, financing the loan. The escrow officer is a neutral party that handles the closing process according to instructions. Question 14. The right of rescission under truth in lending applies to purchase of a primary residence, refinancing a primary residence, commercial loans, cash purchases. TILA provides a 3-day right of rescission for home equity loans and refinances on a primary residence. Question 15. What is steering? Encouraging owners to sell because a minority group is moving in. Directing buyers toward or away from neighborhoods based on race. Refusing to lend in certain areas. Charging higher interest rates to minorities. Steering is the illegal practice of guiding home seekers to specific areas to maintain or change character. Question 16. A life estate ends upon the death of the grantor, the death of the person whose life it is based on, sale of the property, expiration of a fixed term. A life estate is an interest in land that is limited in duration to the life of the owner or another designated person. Question 17. The habendum clause in a deed starts with the words, I hereby grant, to have and to hold, in witness whereof, signed and delivered. The habendum clause defines the extent of ownership, example, fee simple. Question 18. Which type of depreciation is always considered incurable? Physical deterioration, functional obsolescence, economic, external, obsolescence, deferred maintenance. Economic/external obsolescence occurs outside the property boundaries and cannot be fixed by the owner. Question 19. A net lease requires the tenant to pay only rent. Rent plus some or all property expenses. A percentage of sales. Nothing for the first month. In a net lease, the tenant pays rent plus expenses like taxes, insurance, and maintenance. Question 20. The power of eminent domain allows the government to tax the property, take private property for public use with just compensation, regulate land use, inherit property with no heirs. Eminent domain is the right of the government to acquire private property for public use through condemnation.